Welcome to Therapy Cable. Today's segment on today's professional. I'm Dr. Ehsan Garajadaki, clinical psychologist as well as the founder of Therapy Cable. This segment is dedicated to introducing to you a professional from our field, whether it is about psychology, psychotherapy, medicine, physiotherapy, or any other related health-related fields. And today with me I have Dr. Shannon here, Shannon Eggleston. She has a doctoral degree in naturopathy, and she specializes in targeted healing through food. And I will let her tell you more about exactly how that works, but I'm very excited to have her on our show. Thank you very much for joining us, Shannon.
You're welcome, Dr. G.
So what we would like to really address is something that we discussed a little bit earlier, which is very interesting to me. I do thoroughly believe in psychosomatic symptoms and the whole holistic nature of our existence, including, the mental things that we process and emotional processes that we go through, as well as, how the physiology is impacting us and affecting us. And I would like you to really talk more about what you do in helping individuals through food. That was a very exciting discussion we had, and I'm sure that our visitors and viewers and listeners can benefit from that.
Well, thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely.
And I'm really excited to explain what I do. I do targeted nutrition, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Targeted healing using food as medicine. A lot of times we test you to find out what foods make you weak,
Okay.
what foods make you sick,
Okay.
what foods make you bloated, and then we go take those, we suggest, we coach you to take those foods out of your diet.
Right.
And we test you for not just foods, but we see, do you have chemical toxicity, metal toxicity? Do you have a bacteria, virus, or a bug? And then we test your scars, because sometimes scars can get in the way of healing. And interestingly enough, with psychology, I really have seen a lot of breakthrough. Even if it's just people go off soda and caffeine, they're no longer so upset, because that can make you feel so shaky inside. And then, of course, you have a stomach ache, and then you worry yourself sick. And that's just the saying, worry yourself sick. Worry doesn't pay, so why do it, right? So, yeah, the idea of having food pills that are genuine replacement parts. So if one part of you isn't working, you just rebuild it using food. And then if you need more foods, then you can use it, little food pills, and supplement your foods. But first we take out the foods that are bothering you, and you see the difference just in that. But when you talk about psychosomatic becoming physical,
Yeah.
it is. Every language has something that says you got up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't bother me. I just got on the wrong side of the bed. I'm a little grumpy. And then the truth sets in. I always ask them, well, what'd you have last night for dinner? I didn't have dinner. Maybe you need a little dinner to get up on the right side of the bed. So maybe that person just needs to eat, versus the other person who says, oh yeah, I had a great night last night. It was chocolate cake for me. I was at a party. I ate all of it. And I don't feel well today.
Yeah.
And you think, we tag it. We have people write food diaries. And then we say, what day do you feel badly? And what did you have the night before? And sometimes it's 3 days before or 3 days after. Yeah. So we study them, and we help them study themselves.
Okay.
And then we get excited about what makes you lazy, what makes you hyper, what makes your heart beat. So we help people find homeostasis and balance. We find the food that makes them feel good. And then they just eat themselves well.
Very good. So you mentioned testing, right? You test them. So how does that go?
That's my most exciting thing.
Okay.
I do nutrition response testing. It's a type of kinesiology, or muscle testing is another word. And I have test kits that are full of little vials of each individual food suspended in water at the same size that would be in your blood. So your body electrically recognizes it or not. So if you're having a terrible problem with it, your body will recognize it and you think, that's not working for you. And we can do that with anything in those test kits. That it's so scientific. It's so exact. It's called nutrition response testing.
Nutrition response testing. Okay.
And you can YouTube it. I like Darren Schmidt's, my favorite YouTube with nutrition response testing is Darren Schmidt. He's in Wisconsin. Or Michigan. Sorry, Darren, he's in Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
Anyways, a lot of people do
Close
nutrition.
enough.
Right?
Close enough.
It's Egypt.
Wisconsin.
Right? It's a long way away. But the nice thing is that everyone's welcome to always come see me right here in Costa Mesa.
Okay.
And there are about 15 practitioners between here and Los Angeles and Catalina. It's exciting to have your body read like a book.
Hi, welcome to Adelante. This is Adelante Recovery, and my name is Yvette Kuglin, and I'm part of the staff.
Adelante Recovery Center has helped people in dual diagnosis for 5 years. We accept most PPO insurances and provide luxury accommodations and 24-hour support. To speak with an admissions counselor, call 1-888-242-4450.
A lot of time we don't even know what's wrong with us, and sometimes we need to get away to figure that out. So if you want to go for a little retreat out in Corona del Mar, which is a confidential location, we're here to help. So we're only a phone call away. Thank you.
This is one of the areas that is quite overlooked in terms of how nutrition helps us or hinder us. I know a few people who really have very severe allergies, and I have learned through their experiences in terms of how food really can affect us. Both, it can give people basically vertigo, dizziness, grogginess, depression, anxiety, let alone all kinds of headaches, with migraine and tension headaches and those type of things. And then it's very debilitating, and at the same time, sometimes they're eating certain food that is really energetic, and they can link it very directly to food because that's been their life. For their entire life, they have almost like tested themselves. They know themselves very well. But others are less allergic or sensitive to food. I am one of the examples. I can eat almost like anything. It really doesn't have a major effect on my mood. I mean, some things do.
Lucky dog, right?
Lucky dog. But like coffee, I know, sugar, those are very clear.
Those are stimulants.
Stimulants, but other types of food, I'm really just okay with food, but I know that a lot of people are not. And then we also know, again, when you said scientifically, well, gluten and gluten-free food is definitely a lot of
Grain Brain
science.
is a book, Grain Brain.
Okay. So you do testing, and then you help them. So do you do consultation, basically? You sit down with them,
Yes.
do the testing, explain things to them?
Yes.
Okay.
We have the first time they visit with us, we do the kinesiology nutrition response testing, and it's pretty fast. We do a saliva test. We do to make sure your pH is working, your stomach is working. Do a calcium test. That's an iodine test. Then we test every organ in your body, and then we have you come in to get the report. We think about it, we write it up nicely, and then we go over it and explain everything to each person individually, and we create a plan just for them.
Fantastic.
That is in their... See, I used to say, you must go off everything now. And a lot of people are like, crash and fail because, like you said, they're not ready or able. But personally, I only went off cow dairy first, and then a few years later went off chocolate, about 5 years later. And then when I started getting tested this way, I gave in to going off of corn and wheat, even though I didn't believe it at first. I thought, well, my throat feels a little weird and nothing was making sense, so I did it. And the really embarrassing part was I was singing in choir, and I took a little cracker and a little wine, to celebrate. And I could not sing. I could not. I went from singing up here to I was singing with the basses, and I thought, maybe that little piece of bread was my problem.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. You just immediately go into
Immediately.
denial. You think, no way, that did not just happen to me. Like you just have a little sip of someone's juice.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, that looks good. Let me have a taste of that. And all of a sudden, your stomach goes to pit.
Yeah.
It just goes to pot.
Right.
And you think, no way. Well, I always say it's never just one thing. Some people,
It's a combination of
Yeah.
multiple things,
Yes.
multiple factors.
sometimes they've been sick all their lives, just a little bit somewhere deep in their guts. And their guts reflect the brain. So they've always felt a little foggy if they eat this. Or if they have too much fruit or too much soda or too much sugar of any kind. Or the opposite way, some people don't want to eat. So what we do at a natural healing center is we help people see by their food diary what makes them feel best. We test them for what makes them feel poorly, and then they make a plan with me. Well, I know I don't like that. I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. So those are already gone. I will make a plan with you to go off this, and I'm keeping this for now.
So that's what you mean by targeted as far as the planning is concerned, but then also you do more targeting as for the actual selection of the supplements.
Exactly.
So each supplement is targeting certain organs
Exactly.
or bodies of the part. Can you talk more about that? To give
Sure.
an example of that metallic detoxification?
Yes. We were talking earlier about metal detox, and the most interesting thing about metal detox is that done incorrectly, metal detox can make you feel like you have flu symptoms. It can make you have the most terrible headaches. Flu, everyone just thinks they're sick. They start sweating. It's an overload because even though you might have metal in your mouth and your brain from having long-term silver fillings in your mouth, you don't realize how poorly you can feel until someone tries to detox it too fast. So what we're known for at the office is that you go homeopathically. So instead of taking a chemical that will take all of your minerals out and make your hair fall out, you can just have a little homeopathic added to your water. That's one of the gentle methods, and that will just take out just the mercury, just the aluminum, just the nickel, and it will leave the calcium, magnesium, and zinc that you really need to feel strong.
Absolutely, and I think it's a byproduct of that or side effect too, or which is really a desired side effect that once we detox ourselves, chemically or physiologically, it has direct effect on our mood. So if people really start feeling better, that way, they also can regulate themselves and then their daily activities. There may be a lot of stressors in our lives, and not all of them can go away by, let's say, psychotherapy or by analysis, analyzing or thinking. Even in fact, the more we think, the more worried and anxious we get. So sometimes it's good to really create this combination type of a therapy, paying attention to our physiology. Everybody knows workout is great.
Of course.
Going out
Makes your
in
liver
the
feel
gym,
good. It drops your anger level. You can breathe out.
endorphins,
Oh, the
energy,
endorphins, yeah.
the cells,
Oh my
everything
gosh.
are getting
Thank
better.
you.
But also nutrition. Nutrition is very, very important. In fact, if you get a consultation and really target your
Yes.
plan of action, also target those supplements, then you get the most out of it.
Yes.
That's the whole idea.
And the supplements I use are standardized. They're called Standard Process of Organic Foods. So they just call it Standard Process. They are all organic, raw, natural, whole food supplements that are genuine replacement parts to rebuild your body with.
Okay.
So let's say you've had long-term thyroid, you have a pill for thyroid, or all of the system, you can have a general endocrine. But the nicest thing to know is you can trust the food supplements. You can trust your body once you can see the reaction. You can target nutrition to rebuild targeted parts of you. You can find out what your body's priority is in healing. You don't have to listen to somebody else's diagnosis. You can listen to someone who's just reading your body and ask your body what its priority in healing is. So you really get to see, it's not what I say. I'm just the messenger for what your body says. And that makes it a big
So that
difference.
you help them to sort out.
I always tell them it's not my
using their
fault.
own body,
Right. And
using the signals or signs
You get
of-
tools to help heal your body,
Okay.
and your body rebuilds itself because our bodies are made by a maker who made it to heal. Self-healing
Self-healing,
machines.
it is. Our
Given the
body-
right, what do you say? Nutrition, oxygen, water means now to feel better now. Nutrition, oxygen, water. Just sometimes people don't drink water and then they feel so horrible. They get headaches and backaches.
So let me ask you this: where can visitors find more information about these and about you?
About me,
Yeah.
OCHealing.com, as in Orange County Healing. It's just OCHealing.com is the website. And the phone number would be 877-95-DETOX. So 877-95-DETOX is our phone number.
Fantastic.
And OCHealing.com.
That's a great name, OCHealing.com.
You like that?
I like
Thank
that.
you so much.
How many people do you see on a average on a daily
Average
basis?
about 15 a day.
15 a day. Okay.
If it's a slower day, we have some, days go up and down. If it's a
Yeah.
cloudy day, people just might not feel like
I
coming.
want to stay home. Yeah.
But we are very popular. We've been blessed.
Great.
I always give God all
Fantastic.
the glory.
Good.
It's just,
Happy to hear that.
it's one of those things where if you knew, I always tell people, now, you're feeling so much better. Wouldn't you like to refer your friends and family in?
Yeah.
Everybody knows someone who's taking medicines and trying to heal symptoms and it's not working. Or it's not working on the bottom line. Good example, you can take Synthroid to handle the thyroid. But the Synthroid doesn't rebuild the thyroid. And you want to rebuild your thyroid so that your brain runs better. Happy, happy, sad, sad, smooths out. Fast and slow, smooths out. Weight gain, temperatures, hot flashes. That's all thyroid, adrenal. And it really balances all of the hormones when you do the exercise, nutrition, the body work.
The whole balance.
The thrill of it is doing how you said holistically,
Holistic.
mind, body, and soul
Connection.
together.
Exactly.
We're in agreement on that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We're very happy to have Dr. Shannon Eggleston here with us. If you have any questions in terms of the testing that she mentioned, the consultation that she mentioned, please visit her website and get in touch with her. We are very happy to be really collaborating and communicating with you. I like this holistic approach. We know that we have to attend to all aspects of our being, not just one. Really balance it out. And the more education and information we can get about how to maximize these efforts,
Yes.
nutrition, like you said, even spirituality. I'm a very great proponent of a spiritual awakening for any individual, regardless of their individual path and approach. Chemically, neurobiology, certainly mental health, family and relationships, right? Those are very, very important concepts, and if people pay attention to that, they can really live happy lives.
Oh, I know. And it's all available, just learning what you need to know
Exactly.
to grow the tools and use the tools that are all available for all of us and to choose peace.
Yeah.
You know,
To
by,
choose peace, there you go.
God, and every religion, and I'm a Jesus girl, but the idea is choose peace.
Yeah.
I've been saying at my office just for the last month, it's so fun to share. You can't be grateful and sad at the same time. You can't be
Exactly.
grateful and mad at the same time.
Exactly.
You can't say, oh, thank
Right,
you so
you
much.
can't.
It doesn't work that way. When your brain
Exactly.
goes down the path of
Right.
gratefulness, you think, even if you're so very mad at somebody,
Yeah.
you can say, well, I have been friends with them a long time. And you start thinking, just one grateful thought will pull you
We'll
out.
pull you. Very good. Fantastic.
And
I love that.
I just love it. Thanks so much for letting
Sure.
me be here with you. I look
Absolutely.
forward to it.
Very welcome. Thank you very much for watching and listening to us. This was another segment on Today's Professional, and we will see you soon.
Take care.